You should work like a lion. You sprint, you get the bonus, the reward, and then you rest, you hibernate.
How much money did you make in 2023?
Cumulatively, from 2020, I'm very close to $1 million.
Oh.
$1 million. Money hits the same part of your brain that cocaine does. When that happens, you're like, मेरे को वापस चाहिए. Most Indian students need someone who can sit on their head and teach them something. वो खुद सीख नहीं सकते.
Like if someone wants to start a startup, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, how should they start a startup?
मैं एक बार एक बंदी को लेके गया था डेट पे. Right, I was in first year of my college, and
You have dropped out from college, bro.
yes,
Why?
because I outgrew everyone in my college. Everyone around me had different problems, and I had different problems to deal with. Well, I was thinking about how do I make a better video? How do I get more clients? How do I hire more people? How do I grow my business? People in my college were just worried about internships, about the next assignment, about all the things that I did not care about, couldn't care less about. So it was just a mismatch.
Yeah.
So I just found that
you will be like, bhai, brands.
तो
like you're doing great, and they were like, assignment कर ले भाई, and all those things.
हाँ तो वही मतलब I
felt
did not feel that I'm a part of that community.
Yeah.
So I just decided I need to get a better community.
छोड़ दिया भाई college. Yeah. Interesting. So my next question
कोई
is
बड़ी चीज़ नहीं है, मतलब ऐसा बहुत बड़ा लगता है कि अरे इतनी बड़ी चीज़ कर दी and all that, but it's just that you chose something better for you. You just chose कि भाई I would want to be taught from people who are in Bangalore doing something else. तो मैं आज रात को जा रहा हूँ, I'll learn from them.
Yeah.
Right? तो
Interesting.
It's just a different
No, my next
mindset.
question is that only. Do you think like you'll need college degrees, or you need college degrees to make money?
You need proof of concept, proof of work actually. So when you have a proof of work, it used to be degrees, used to be that mark, I'm from IIT, I am from BITS. But it can also be just a simple profile on Behance, on Dribble, on LinkedIn, Google Drive. That's it. So when they see that you are from IIT, they expect that you've gone through at least some difficulty level and you've passed that. You can prove that through different methods as well.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you're in college, if you're in like if you're doing like in a traditional college, it becomes so easy for you to learn, right? It's not like online. It's not managed well, or it's not packaged well that you can go and learn.
That is just your mindset, right? That is you just thinking that मेरे को चाहिए कि मैं किसी जगह पर जाके बैठूं, कोई टीचर मेरे पास आए, गुस्से में बोले, वहाँ पे कुछ समझाए मेरे को 10 बार, तब मेरे को समझ में आएगा. That is the mindset that we've been conditioned to.
Yeah.
That is so not true. अब क्योंकि ये mindset आपको बन गया है, you will just not be fit for remote work.
Yes.
You will just not be able to learn anything yourself. आपको चाहिए ही कोई बंदा, and that is the reality of most Indians. Most Indian students need someone who can sit on their head and teach them something. वो खुद सीख नहीं सकते.
Yeah.
डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो जाते हैं, करना ही नहीं आता, कहाँ सीखें एंड क्यों सीखें, मोटिवेशन ही नहीं है.
Yes.
अगर खुद ही तो खुद सीख लेता, तभी तो जाकर के क्लास में बैठ करके, ऑब्वियसली आई एम नॉट डिसरिगार्डिंग द फैक्ट दैट टीचर्स हैव थिंग्स दैट दे कैन शेयर एंड ऑल दैट, बट आई एम सेइंग दैट इट कैन ऑल्सो बी डन ऑनलाइन.
Yeah.
एंड इट जस्ट नीड्स टू बी unlearning all of that.
Yeah.
And उसके बाद आप समझोगे कि ठीक है ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
I learned all the things online. I learned editing videos, graphic design, I learned about AI, I learned about Python. All of the things I've learned was online.
Like, can you recommend some sources कि कहाँ से सीख सकते हैं? YouTube?
Just Google.
Okay.
क्या मतलब कितने resources बताऊँ? There are too many of them. Just search for some keyword जो आपको सीखना है. Click on the top 10 links.
Yeah.
Start going through all of them.
Yeah.
And find out जो common चीज़ें बात कर रहे हैं उसमें.
So
that is the truth.
The impact is huge online learning on your journey. You say
Absolutely. Everything I've learned was online.
Interesting. We were talking about the money like the 4 ways to make money, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to ask you, you last year also you made a video around how much money I made in 2022. So you're making that video in this year?
नहीं यार, I don't think that is needed.
ज़्यादा पैसे बना रही है सर?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है.
Yeah.
It's just that I think I should do better content. Like you've seen those videos.
Yeah.
Right? You've seen the money and all.
Yeah.
And you can again still watch them and you can get inspired.
Yeah.
But now let's go deeper. Right? instead of me just saying that I made X amount from brands, I literally made a 50-minute video on YouTube and posted it on my YouTube channel. How do you start a YouTube channel in 2024? Isn't that more important than me telling मैंने कितना पैसा कमाया brands के through?
Agree.
That comes with a lot of jealousy as well when people watch those videos. I'm not saying सब लोग होते हैं, but there's a certain part of people who are like that. There's a certain part of people जो ये कहते हैं कि ये तो झूठ बोल रहा है, या फिर best way to make money is by telling other people to make money. ऐसे भी बोलते हैं लोग कई बार. So I just think that we can do better in terms of the content I can create.
Yeah. How much? So for the hook, right? Intro के लिए. How much money did you made in 2023?
I don't know, yaar. The problem is I've not seen my bank account in the last multiple months.
Really?
I stopped. ये एक चीज़ है, right? So I was able to tell you all of those numbers in video में बना रहा था because I was counting. I legit used to have. I'll show it to you on my notes app. I had this thing called as deals. You can see this. ये पिछले साल की हैं. Deals for November, February deals and all. So I used to measure all of that. You saw it, right? So I used to measure everything. It's like कि मैं इतना कमा रहा हूँ इस महीने.
Yeah.
After a point, it loses relevance.
Yeah.
It loses importance. Now I'm like, what is that one new insight that I learned this month? So now I'm counting that.
Yeah.
Now I have insights in February, insights in November. So that is what the change has been. And I've just stopped looking at my bank account. And that has helped me so much. I've disabled all the notification. वो grow का आता है notification. IND money का आता है कि today your stock portfolio moved up by X%. I have disabled all of that. मैंने check नहीं किया various my portfolio बहुत time से. And I think that is the best thing you can do. तो all of that just breeds anxiety कि यार मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, इस महीने पैसा नहीं बना, उस महीने पैसा नहीं बना. So that is the best thing you can do for yourself.
Interesting. if you can't say how much money you can make after a long answer, but
सच में मैंने count नहीं किया.
But you can say approx number, no? Like कि भाई this much I made.
Again, I did not count. Cannot count.
पिछले साल से ज़्यादा ही कमाया ना भाई. So last year he made 1 to 2 crores rupees, right?
हाँ, मतलब hopefully.
Yeah.
So hopefully. The thing is that by the end of cumulatively from 2020, I'm very close to $1 million.
Oh.
$1 million.
Nice. That's somewhere around 4 crores in Indian rupees.
That is 8 crores.
8 crores, sorry.
So I think by 2024 ending, I'll reach that number. I'm close to it. By 2024 ke end tak, I'll definitely reach that number.
Interesting. So where do you invest that money, bro? Like, do you invest? What are your few?
I've made a big mistake of. I just stopped investing.
Why?
This is my mistake. Do not do this at home. I just stopped investing. Why? I was so interested into making more money that I forgot to invest. So I legit have 2 to 3 accounts which just have cash lying around. So the last time I invested was June 2022.
Oh.
Tab se I've never invested.
In anything?
In anything. It's a very wrong thing. I accept it.
Ankur Warikoo, you watching this?
I accept it. Yeah. I should change that. I will change that.
Yeah.
But I've not invested since that time. I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think I should do that. But then again, कहाँ मैं करता था invest? I would just invest in a simple ETF. ETF.
Stocks.
Stocks नहीं ETF.
Okay.
Just a simple Nippon 50
what is ETF?
ETF आता है. ETF is basically, so the ETF I was investing in was just tracking the top 50 companies. So ETF is an exchange traded fund. It basically tracks the performance of an index. Index could be anything. Yeah. My index is the top 50 companies of India. Right. That is the index I want you to track. There are bank ETFs as well, which will just take care of the top bank
50
stocks. It will just track that performance of that index. So I just believe in the story of India. That's why I just invest in the top 50 companies.
Yeah.
और भी होते हैं next 50 होता है ETF, which is the next 50 companies जो हैं. So that is how that works.
Interesting. Ishan is not investing, but you should invest.
You should invest. I will also invest up.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Interesting, bro. So I think money is not a big factor for you now. Like, it's not driving you anymore.
Yeah. Now I'm looking for how do I go 100x.
Oh.
Right. So I'm tired of having small increments.
Yeah.
So my thought is always, what do I need to do today so that I can earn 100x 5 years later? Right? And when you have that mindset, you stop thinking about यार मैं कैसे यहाँ पे 50 रुपए सेव कर लूँ, वो कौन सा कूपन यूज़ कर लूँ, क्या कर लूँ. I'm just taking all of that attention and bandwidth and putting it into that. Into thinking, how can I build something which would 100x what I've made or what impact I've had and the pie I've built. So I think वो बहुत important है.
Yeah.
क्रिएटर होने की वजह से यू गेट इनटू अ ट्रैप कि आप शॉर्ट टर्म पैसे के लिए बहुत ऐसे एडिक्टेड हो जाते हो. राइट? लाइक मनी hits the same part of your brain that cocaine does. Right? So when that happens, you're like, मेरे को वापस चाहिए.
Yeah.
And that's also the reason why I've stopped looking at my bank account, because अगर मैं करता, I would be miserable.
Right.
Like I know November में I made zero money.
You didn't make any money?
I did not get any deals. Didn't make any money. On my YouTube.
Yeah.
I burnt money actually. Right?
To make content.
MarkitUp is going well. That is obviously creating cash flows. I'm talking about my own self.
Yeah.
So I know that, but I don't care about that too much. I'm like, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. I'm really enjoying the process of making those videos.
Yeah.
So मैंने videos बने, बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे, मज़ा आया. तो मज़ा आया वाली जो चीज़ है ना, वो बहुत अच्छी लगती है मेरे को.
Yeah.
So I think that is the most important thing.
Yeah. You just love making videos and
हाँ, वही है मतलब.
You just love running your agency, and it's the highest thing, bro. Like, there's like it's always passion over money.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing.
ऐसा नहीं कि deals नहीं आए.
Yeah.
It's just that वो हो नहीं पाया. It just did not work out.
Yeah.
Due to multiple reasons.
Yes. No, it's totally fine, bro. You're doing really well at the MarkitUp, so that makes sense.
So that is also
but
very
the thing
important.
Is that you're getting clients on MarkitUp through your distribution. So it makes sense, bro.
Right. So MarkitUp is working.
Yeah.
मेरा ऊपर नीचे होता रहता है. And that is the nature
you're
of
not
content
making
creation.
any money through content creation, but you're making through agency. Yeah.
हाँ, but I don't take any part from that. I don't take a salary or cut from my MarkitUp agency.
For distribution.
I just don't take any money from my MarkitUp agency.
Explain that.
I just don't need it. मतलब there are obviously businesses जिसमें साल के एंड में 2 पार्टनर होते हैं, 100 रुपये बचे प्रॉफिट, 50 आप लो 50 मैं लूँ, खत्म करते हैं. That is a great way to go about it.
Yeah.
I do not need it.
So you invested back.
Yeah, so we invested back into hiring more people or just
expanding the business.
हाँ, मतलब we just always thinking about that 100x thing that we can achieve.
Yeah.
So we'll try to do experiments. We'll run experiments
we'll
with
take
that
risks.
money. We'll take risks, right? So that is how it is. Saransh is doing MarkitUp full time, so he should get paid.
Yeah.
So he does have a salary from MarkitUp.
Okay.
I do not need to, so I'm not taking it. Yeah. I can, but I don't need to do that.
No, very inspiring, bro. Like, it's an innovative thing. Like, if you're an entrepreneur and if you want to go 100x, you want to build something really big, you have to do this sort of things, right? And really cool, bro. Yeah. It's like, Steve Jobs building Apple again. Yeah. Yeah, bhai. So cool. I love it, actually. Good. My next question to you is, what is success to you?
Your success is to going to bed at the end of the day, knowing कि आज जो मैंने किया मजा आया उसको करके. That is success. हर दिन नहीं हो पाता ये. There are days in which I'm just unmotivated to do anything. I'm just tired. And then there are days में बैठ के 3 वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर देता हूँ. So it's all like नवल रविकांत बोलते हैं ना कि you should work like a lion. You sprint, you get the bonus, the reward, and then you rest, you hibernate.
Right.
You cannot be a machine working every single day, 12 घंटे काम कर रहे हो and all. चल सकता है स्टार्टिंग में, बट अगर आपको कुछ यूनिक और क्रिएटिव करना है, then you will have to go through this process of giving it time.
Yes.
And वो आता जाता रहता है. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि मेरे को रात को 3 बजे एक मोटिवेशन आई कुछ वीडियो बनाने की. It was a reel. कुछ रील मैंने देखी, मेरे को ये बनाना है. तभी मैं बैठा, लैपटॉप खोला, and I literally made that reel. एडिट किया मैंने खुद ही, and I made it. अगले दिन डाल दी. 3 मिलियन व्यू है इस वीडियो पे.
भगवान ने देखा भाई ये मेहनत कर रहा है, इसकी ये रील तो वायरल करनी पड़ेगी.
नहीं मतलब it's just that. वो इंस्पिरेशन बहुत ही कभी भी आ जाती है. Right? And जैसे I'm just like, let's get this done.
Yeah. I can relate with this thing. Yeah. So, what's your take on relationships? Abhi, like, a lot of young kids want to get into relationship. young kids, I mean like, people who are like 19, 18, 20, some like I'm also 20. So what advice would you give to as a 20-year-old about relationships?
यार मुझे ऐसा लगता है जसपाल कि relationships are beautiful. There's a lot you can learn and grow while being with a partner. But for that, starting में you should develop yourself first. मुझे ऐसा लगता है, वरना it sort of becomes hollow.
Right.
So that is the first most important thing.
Yeah.
मैं एक बार एक बंदी को लेके गया था डेट पे. Right, I was in first year of my college. डेट नहीं था, जो भी था, मतलब I was there out with her on a beach.
Yeah.
मेरे एक दो बंदे और भी थे, दोस्त भी थे. And when I started paying for the bill, I opened my wallet and I look at the cash. 500 के नोट रखे पापा ने दिए थे मेरे को, जो कि बेटा ठीक है से यूज़ करना ध्यान से. तो मैं वो देखता हूँ and then I'm like, my father doesn't know where I am. He gave me this money to make use of it in a better way. And here I am. Obviously मैं कुछ दारू सुट्टा नहीं फूक रहा था. I was wasting my time away. You can call it wasting, मतलब it just felt like that.
It varies with person.
It felt like I was not doing what I was meant to be doing over there. है ना, तो I looked at that wallet of mine and I decided कि यार I need to first build myself up.
Yeah.
So, and that is also very important. Like you cannot get into that mind कि अरे यार मेरे को तो relationship चाहिए, because then you are someone who's hungry or thirsty.
Yeah.
And when you are desperate, it's very easy to attract the wrong people.
Yeah.
Because you're just looking for anything. कुछ भी मिल जाए, कहीं से मिल जाए.
Yeah.
Right? Like, कोई तो मिल जाए यार, बस मिल जाए कोई.
Yeah, भाई.
So, and it's beautiful. It can work great for the short term.
Yeah.
Right? 6 महीने, 1 साल. But then you start to question yourself. कि मैं किसके साथ हूँ?
So you
I don't have enough experience on this. This is just my 2 cents as a 22-year-old about relationships. Not an advice, just my perspective. I'm too young to be giving advice on this. तो पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है
that you should first get stable, have some financial freedom.
Financial freedom होनी चाहिए. You should also have something to bring to the table, right?
Yeah.
तो वो बहुत important है.
Yeah, there's a quote also like a happy relationship is in which there are 2 happy people.
Happy and growing in their life. अगर आप ग्रो नहीं कर रहे हो, अगर आप खुश नहीं हो, तो आप सामने वालों को कैसे खुश करोगे? या फिर how will you have a good bond with the other person?
Makes sense.
तो मैं हमेशा सोचता रहता हूँ उसके बारे में, and that is what I always see. बहुत सारे रील्स चल रहे हैं इंस्टाग्राम पे about relationship advice कि ऐसा करना चाहिए या फिर ऐसा करना चाहिए. It's just a big distraction. Distracting you from your first lakh, from your first crore. Make that first.
Yeah.
The rest will follow, right? बहुत सारी से कहावतें हैं that the flower doesn't worry about the bee, it just blossoms and the flower comes around. And I'm not saying कि flower बंदा है, blossom बंदी है, या फिर वो जो I'm not giving any genders. I'm just giving you an example of what you should do. Just build yourself and you'll naturally come across people, and that is the most beautiful things. Yeah. Instead of looking for them, मुझे कोई मिल जाए बस.
Don't chase butterflies, just build a beautiful garden and butterflies will automatically come.
Exactly.
No, the thing is that like nowadays there are a lot of distractions. Netflix, Instagram, Reels, YouTube, Shorts, everything. Like the focus, like it's very hard to stay focused.
It is.
How do you do it, bro? Like what drives you and how do you avoid procrastination and like how do you not get distracted, bro? Like because most of the people who text me, Jaspal, I am getting distracted. Please upload a video, something like which you like and most of the people आपको भी ऐसे reach out करते होंगे कि how do I stay focused, Ishan? So how do you do it?
I think that if you need advice on how to stay focused, maybe you're in the wrong business.
Okay.
Maybe you're in the wrong career. So like if you genuinely find something that's fun and interesting for you, you would never be distracted, right? Like think of when you were a kid, you were playing games.
Yeah.
Did you ever think कि अरे मैं distract क्यों हो रहा हूँ game? No, you're actually playing the game all the time. So, and I know people will say अरे यार मेरा काम game कैसे बन सकता है? It's just a job that I'm going to. But that's just how it needs to be. For me, recording videos is like a game. It's play. And I play every single day. I just don't... It's never work. It never felt like work. मेरे को लग रहा है मैं पिछले 3 साल से time pass कर रहा हूँ ऐसे ही. I just learn something. I'm here to share it with people. and make a living
Work
doing
doesn't
so.
feel like work, it's fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that is what you need to figure out. There are so many advices कि ये कर लो, वो कर लो, phone बाहर रख दो या कुछ भी. You can do all of that. You've heard that before. You've seen that. You've read that before. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to, are you really interested in what you're doing?
Yeah.
Because if you would be, then you would go all in. You would never need these tricks.
Yeah,
that's the way to go.
You would need to watch Ali Abdal's video. no,
I've learned a lot from Ali Abdal.
Yeah,
so
I also
huge
learned a lot.
respect.
Yeah, huge respect. But anyways, like coming to Ali Abdal things, what would be like, you know, 2 productive hacks you would give to the person watching this? Like कि भाई मैं ये करता हूँ इसमें productive होता हूँ. मतलब you are productive, right? Like ऐसा नहीं है कि you are passionate. I understand that. But and what are 2 hacks which, like 2 to 3 hacks which you use in day-to-day basis that which helps you to stay focused, stay productive, मतलब which helps you to कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा काम हो जाए दिन में.
Jaspal, you know what has worked for me in the last 3 years is writing down on my, on my page, writing it down what I want to do and just doing it. You would have seen a notebook outside, rakhi hui thi jo. That's just my notebook. I write everything down on it. So there is no, secret for it. You just write down what you have to do and just do it. Thinking about it is not going to work. Dreaming about it is not going to work. Writing affirmations is not going to work. Just do the work. That is what really helps out. That's number 1. You don't need to find motivation for it. When you just start, that momentum that you have created is what gives you motivation. Like, how do you create videos every single day? Because I have built this momentum of 1,000 videos. How could I not make videos? Right? So that is how I think about it. And secondly, I just think that the best thing you can do is just put your phone on airplane mode. Just put your phone on airplane mode. They can all wait. Most of the things in life are not emergencies. And so you can attend those later. But what needs to be done is focus.
Focus.
I have disabled notifications of all the applications. I also turn my phone into black and white, the screen. So I just lose motivation.
Ishan, you and Sharans are the co-founder of MarkitUp.
Yes.
What is it, bro? Because a lot of people know you through your content, but can you please explain us like what is MarkitUp?
Sure. So
what
MarkitUp,
do you guys actually do?
Yeah. It's a company I started 2 years ago with my co-founder who was my roommate before. The basic idea with the company is, you've seen ads on YouTube all the time.
Yes.
Right? You see ads of Zomato, of Swiggy, of whatever app that you're using, Blinkit, Zepto, so many of them. And the problem with those ads is you just don't like them. Right? You're just like, ye kyun aa gaya? Arey yaar. Right? And so the ROI of ads just reduces over time for the companies.
Okay.
While they're burning crores and crores of rupees on it. What we came in with the pitch was, if you genuinely create a interesting video,
yes,
without ads, organic content, shareable content, it will work out. You do not need to run ads all the time. There is a place for it, for sure, but there are too many people just relying on ads and not enough people relying on organic, valuable content that people would want to share.
Agree.
So MarkitUp is a marketing agency in which we work with companies and we help them grow organically.
Yes.
Okay, so that could be building up a brand on their YouTube channel. It could be having a brand on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on all of these channels, which are completely organic. People just love the content so much that they want to share it with people, and that's how they get users. Word of mouth.
Tell us more, like, who are your clients? Can you name a few? Like, can you like tell a process from how it starts from approaching to clients to making it happen?
Yeah, you can have a look at the clients by going on the website marketup.in. But we have
Which
all
is your
sorts
favorite
of.
client from MarkitUp?
I don't get to say that.
No, you can.
I don't have favorites.
No, not favorites. Right. Like you enjoyed working the most with them.
I enjoy working with all of them, right? Actually, because
smart.
All of these people and companies are the ones that I just used to look at on my phone as ads. They used to have these ads.
You reached out to them.
So we reached out to them. Sometimes they reached out to me because they discovered my content, and that is how it happened. So the process of getting clients in my agency, it's very simple. Most of the time, it's just inbound.
Okay.
So we never reach out to them.
Yeah.
So they are already interested. They reach out to us saying that, hey, Ishan, we discovered you through LinkedIn, discovered you through YouTube, through Instagram, and we like how you've built your following. We want you to do something similar for our own brand.
Yeah.
And that's how we just take it ahead. We have a discovery call followed by a execution call, wherein we have the agreement, we have the contract, we sign it off, we move ahead,
Yeah.
we create a whole structure for them, a system in place which they can rely on,
Yes.
through which all of their pieces of content goes out on time.
Yeah.
So that's the basic idea. Every single client gets a team assigned to them in MarkitUp, which
Yes.
handles all of the content from strategy to getting it shot and the post-production of it, and then making it live, SEO, thumbnail design, everything.
Cool.
So that's the basic idea behind how we get clients. It's you can also do the same in 2024. All you need is to build a personal brand around it.
Yeah.
Right? I have so many of my friends who are out there on Twitter talking about YouTube,
Yes.
YouTube growth, and a ton of them get clients
Yeah.
because they're out there and they're just making tweets about the lessons that they've learned, the case studies that they've had, and what are their thoughts about the platform. People just search how to grow on YouTube and they find their profiles, and that's how
Yeah.
they get started. With
How
working.
many employees do you have at MarkitUp?
It's about 25
Okay.
spread across the country. So there are people from Kolkata, we have people from Lucknow, from Delhi, from Mumbai, Bangalore as well.
Yeah.
So that has been the story so far. We have just got this place. We'll be getting more spaces like these to get the team in-house here,
Yeah.
working from Bangalore. That is the goal.
How you divided the work with Saransh?
Yeah, so my job is to get the client in, get the deal done, right? So and then comes the compliance part of it, the finance and accounting, along with the operations, and that is what Saransh handles.
Oh.
So my job is to get the client and to help them with brainstorming sometimes,
Yeah.
and the rest is handled by the team.
So basically, you're handling sales part and Saransh is handling the
Operations part.
part.
That is essentially how it works.
Interesting. एक लाइन में बता सकते हो कि इन like a 5-year-old can understand what do you do at MarkitUp?
यार मार्केटअप में हम कंपनीज को ग्रो करने में हेल्प करते हैं सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पे. दैट इज द बेसिक्स ऑफ इट.
Nice. Yeah. What do you call MarkitUp? It's an agency or it's a startup? किसमें?
It's an agency, यार.
Okay. It's a
You
sort
can
of
call it whatever you want to. At the end, it just makes money. That is the root cause
पैसा
of.
बनाओ बाकी कुछ भी बुलाओ.
हाँ मतलब that doesn't matter, right? I can call myself अरे मैं तो कुछ बना रहा हूँ, startup बना रहा हूँ and all.
Nice.
But that doesn't matter. That is why we don't even have those keywords. I'm not a CEO. He's not a COO. We're just founders.
Yeah.
We just work.
Yeah. Nice. Like if someone wants to start a startup, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, how should they start a startup? Like what's the first step?
I think the root of starting anything needs to be an insight. An insight is basically what is one truth that you know that majority of the people do not know in your space. And many a times it comes with experience. Of course, you can get it at 18, at 19, at 20. But for a lot of cases that I've seen, it comes with you getting deep down in industry and trying to figure out कि यहाँ पे क्या हो सकता है. Right? Once you start understanding everything about it, as you've seen, right? All the great startups have come out at the edge of the research.
Yes.
At wherever they were, right? Google came out of a research project that they were doing at Stanford. So that's how it is.
MarkitUp भी ऐसे start हुआ था?
No, MarkitUp is not a startup, right? It's an agency.
Yeah. So it was planned.
It's a business.
Yeah. Nice.
Business and startup are two different things.
No, if someone wants to start a business, then what did?
You
Insights नहीं चाहिए फिर?
हाँ?
फिर काम करना है सिर्फ?
मतलब so what happens here is we are talking about 0 to 1. Startup is 0 to 1, where you have something that others don't. Exactly. Right? You have done something different altogether. आपने 0 to 1 किया है, जैसा वो पीटर थिल बोलते हैं.
हाँ.
Business is 1 to 100.
Okay.
Right? That's how you just need to think about it. Business में you already know the fundamentals, you know how it works, and you're just at it. You create differentiation by your execution, by your branding, and that's how it works.
Do you think like living in like you were based out of Pune, right? And then you went to BITS. BITS Goa, right?
I was in Mumbai
Yeah.
at that time. I've shifted different places. So I used to be in Mumbai, then Pune, now in Bangalore.
Yeah. So if someone wants to start a startup, if they're like living in a tier 2 city, like does that matter? Like if they shift to a tier 1 city, like will that impact them?
Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because it just opens your mind to a lot of different perspectives, right? बहुत सारे लोग हैं यहाँ पर. For example, today रात को 8:30 I have a event I'm going to, which is by some venture capital company. So I'll be going there and I'll meet people.
Yes.
Right, so they've been investing in startups. They invited me. I'll try to understand क्या कर रहे हैं वो, कैसे उन्होंने grow किया, why are they looking at India as their big opportunity.
Yes.
So I'll just ask them these questions and उससे मेरा दिमाग खुलेगा कि अच्छा ऐसा भी हो रहा है दुनिया में. Right, so I will reduce my unknowns, which is very very important for you to do. That is a yes point. No, because everything that you need is out there in the podcasts, in the videos that you watch. So you are not at a disadvantage when you're not in the top city, but it's just that there are too many coincidences that can happen. Like you're at some restaurant in Bangalore, you might see Kunal Shah just having tea. You'll just go to him and be like, hey, I'm running my startup. He'll be like, oh, what is it about? And you'll pitch him and then he'll fund you. It's just coincidences like that happen a lot in a top city.
When you're in the right place, good things happen.
Exactly.
How do you network with people, right? Like how do you become good at sales? Because your part is sales at MarkitUp as well. Like share some secrets, or someone is getting started.
यार नेटवर्किंग का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है दैट एवरीवन नीड्स टू अंडरस्टैंड इज दैट मैंने बताया था वीडियो में भी एक कि यू नीड टू हैव वैल्यू, राइट? एनी नेटवर्क जो आपने देखा है, इट्स ऑल अबाउट एक्सचेंज ऑफ वैल्यू. अगर आपके पास कोई वैल्यू नहीं है देने के लिए किसी को भी, देन इट विल बी वेरी हार्ड फॉर यू टू नेटवर्क एंड कनेक्ट विद एनीवन, राइट? इट्स ऑल गोना बी अ गिव एंड टेक, लाइक एडम ग्रांट द बुक. So you need to build value in yourself. So pick a niche, pick a industry, pick a skill, master it first, and then go out.
Right.
And then be like, I am at this conference of data scientists. I am at this event and I actually know about this space. So you'll actually know people as well. अच्छा ये यहाँ पे research कर रहा है, या ये बंदा ये वाली चीज़ कर रहा है, वो बंदा वाली चीज़ कर रहा है. You can actually reach out to them कि hey, I know your company, you're building this. How does this work or how does that work? So that creates value for the other person, right? So most people do not have anything valuable to offer and they're just at events like photo खींच लो मेरे साथ, which is amazing. Completely respect that, but whenever you just reach out to someone and be like photo खींच लो मेरे साथ, that just does not make you equals anymore, right? Then you become like a fan, you click the picture and that's the end of the conversation. You can click a picture later, but it needs to start with a conversation.
Yes.
That, hey, I see that you're doing this. So उस तरह से it needs to start. That is the most important thing to understand about networking.
Good insight, yeah.
And you need to just know how to start a conversation with anyone.
जाके कुछ हुक मार लो.
So Ranveer Beer Biceps is the best at it. Is one of the best people I've seen. I was at some gathering place in Mumbai. I met him there, and then I just saw him move into groups of people swiftly. ऐसे बंदा एकदम ऐसे घुस जाता है, किसी के साथ बात करने लग जाता है, and doesn't look awkward. Right? There would be 2-3 groups of people. ऐसे 4-5 लोग बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं, and he would just start the conversation in between them, and he's very chill about it, and he's very मतलब ऐसा it feels effortless. Obviously he has spent the last 8 years perfecting that, and that is how it looks like that. But you need to start somewhere. You need to learn how do you start a conversation. And that again will come if you have value. You'll know who is who, right? वरना तो you'll just be like कि यार आपके जूते अच्छे लग रहे हैं, आप क्या करते हो?
Nice.
So that is how I think about networking. Sales में यार sales is all about listening.
Okay.
So for example, today I was talking to a crypto exchange.
Yes.
There was someone who was heading the India region for the crypto exchange. I was just talking to them. I did not sell कि अरे यार मेरी agency है, खरीद लो. I was just asking them कि how does your marketing look like? What are you doing in India? What are your thoughts with social media? They were just sharing कि अच्छा हम ये कर रहे हैं. We're facing these problems यार ईशान, ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कैसे करना चाहिए. And I was just asking them. It was just 90% them speaking. And I was like, oh, so you need help with YouTube, MarkitUp.
Yeah.
I just spoke those 1-2 sentences. They're like, अच्छा तुम ये भी करते हो, इसमें क्या होता है? And again, I don't sell. I'm not like हम आपको growth दे देंगे. I'm like, yeah, we help some people with this. This is the brochure. And she'll have a look at the brochure. So it needs to be like that. You need to understand कि क्या वो बंदा सच में interested है.
Yes.
I'll never start with saying कि मेरी marketing agency है. And then they'll be like, यार हमें नहीं चाहिए. पोपट हो गया आपने.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the Dale Carnegie said this. That
फिर मोए मोए हो जाएगा.
Yeah. Moe. Yeah, but what I'm saying Dale Carnegie said this, like, to be interesting, be interested. Right?
Exactly.
So
that is very important. Also, just need to understand that you need to stop selling in a fish market. फिश मार्केट क्या होता है? फिश मार्केट में सब लोग अपनी दुकान लगा के बैठे हुए हैं, सेम मच्छी वो लेकर आए हैं, राइट? एंड वो सब बेच रहे हैं, अरे ये 100 रुपये की है, whatever the price is, and they're just selling fishes, right? You need to be the one that provides a solution that none other can.
Okay.
So that you compete in a niche of one, in a category of one. So just figure that out.
Yeah.
That blue ocean strategy is going to help you. There's no agency or no company which does what we do in the style that we do in India.
अब आने वाले लोग.
नहीं, again, they can all come. Yeah. I've made so many videos about that कि भाई ऐसे बनाओ.
Yeah.
But the problem is,
that's the good thing I like about
they'll build it.
Share whatever you learn.
Exactly. And लोग बोलते हैं कि अरे यार जो पैसा कमाता है वो बताता नहीं है. ऐसा क्यों होता है? बताते हैं लोग जिनको बताना होता है. Obviously there are people who do not speak, which works for them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that किसी ने बनाया तो बता नहीं सकता वो. Back to the question, right?
Right. Good.
Even if people create copies of MarkitUp, the biggest problem is there are companies like that everywhere. What they do not have is a proof of concept.
Right.
I am the founder and I myself am a YouTube creator. मेरा खुद का चैनल है. मैंने पिछले 3 साल में 180 million views लेकर आया हूँ मैं चैनल पर. There's no better proof of concept than that.
Yeah. How did unicorn thing happen? Unicorn secrets.
यार तो
Unlocking unicorn secrets.
ये किताब है Unlocking Unicorn Secrets, ऐसा आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे. It's a book I wrote with my co-author Kushal Lodha. The idea behind the book was very simple. We realized that many people think that people who've built billion-dollar companies कुछ अलग है हमसे, वो कुछ genius है.
Yeah. They come
right? They're just some people from a different breed altogether. कि हम ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकते, हम लोग कर नहीं सकते ऐसा कुछ. And we were like, ऐसा नहीं होता, right? Like from all the conversations we had with people who were not unicorns, but obviously built big businesses, they've all started from scratch and they were just like you and me. They were from villages.
Yeah.
They were from normal families. And so saying that is a good excuse कि अरे यार वो कर सकता है because वो genius था, हम नहीं कर सकते. So we wanted to break this myth.
Yes.
And so what we did was, we started reaching out to all the 100 startups, unicorn startups of the country. And we were like, we want to document your story. We want to have a 1-hour call with your founder, understand his 0 to 1 journey.
How did you reach out to them?
We just search on Google, X, जो भी company है, space, company, PR, head, LinkedIn.
Oh.
Simple. Just search that and you'll find their LinkedIn, send a message to them and start a conversation. And then we would search, we will try to email them as well. Email वही we would just experiment कि क्या हो सकता है. First name dot last name at the rate, first name last name at the rate. So we used to do a lot of the permutation combination. बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत लगी इसमें to reach out to them, and they are very busy people. Okay. Right? So it's very hard to get hold of them for a 1-hour in-person call. They'll be like कि हम Zoom पे कर लेंगे ना. We're like नहीं, मैं Zoom पे नहीं करना. We want to actually meet you. We'll fly to your place. We'll meet you. Crazy. We'll spend 1 hour at your office. That's all we ask for you. तो it was very hard, but we got 20 founders. तो उनकी पूरी जर्नी पिछले 1 साल में we went to their offices in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore. उनके साथ बैठे. We had a great talk with them. And more than the book coming out, it was just that Nikhil Kamath or Nitin Kamath is just one text away from me.
Yeah. I was yesterday at Nikhil Kamath's square, right? So that's his office.
Yeah.
And I was talking with them how they can, just having good conversation around content and how they can be better at shorts and all those things. So I just realized that, like if you just reach out to them, there are people who will be interested in you. Just tell them how this is how you can help them, right? And
yeah, exactly. I think they're all curious to learn about what is the next generation doing. So they're all curious about that. What is the next big thing? And if you come in and if you say that I want to spend some time with you, obviously you need to have some value as well.
Yes.
Not everyone can get hold of them. Again, that just goes back to you need to have value to offer to someone, right? All of the people who build companies, they have the money. They know the business know-how. What they do not have is the network. Right. Or what they do not have is the social media presence. And that is what you have to offer to them. So it's always rich and famous. If someone is rich and you are famous, they would want you. And if you are famous and they are rich, you would want them.
Oh, nice. Now let's move on to the content creation thing, which is your forte, right? I can say that because the kind of content you've been making from last 2 years, it's mind blowing. Like a lot of times when I'm like not feeling inspired or something like that, I go through your content. I see कि ये बंदा कितनी मेहनत कर रहा है. I don't even watch your content. I just watch your कि when was last time he uploaded videos, and I see like he uploaded 1 day ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, and that motivates me भाई कि ये बंदा इतना hard work कर रहा है, shorts डाल रहा है daily, you're putting stories, lot of things, so that inspires me कि भाई अगर ये कर सकता है then you can also do it. And I've been watching your content from last 2 to 3 years, so big fan Ishan. Again,
thank you.
Dream come true, recording Ishan podcast with Isham. So yeah, you're always in my checklist. So जब भी मैं podcast की like I've been planning this thing from last 2 to 3 months. तो जब भी मैं podcast का लिखता था पहले ईशान शर्मा लिखता था, फिर I would start the list. So in Bangalore, you're in my first guest list in podcast. So yeah, I was saying content creation is a forte, right? You've been making videos from a very long time. So I went through all your comments. I did put up a story on my Instagram that I'm doing a podcast with Ishan if you want to ask something. So there are a ton of questions, frequently asked question about content creation. So we have a few questions. The first question is, Ishan, how do I find my niche in content creation?
Yeah, it needs to be something that you are interested in and just go for it. There is a tweet by Naval Ravikant which says that the internet enables 8 billion monopolies.
Yeah.
If you are someone who's interested into bonsai trees and all, there's an audience for that. If you're interested in just talking about sneakers, there's an audience for that.
Right.
So you don't need to follow what the top creator is following. Maybe बहुत कम लोग होंगे जो कि bonsai tree के बारे में interested होंगे in India.
Yeah.
But जो भी होगा वो बहुत passionate होगा उसके बारे में.
Yeah.
Right. So it needs to be that you need to realize कि भाई what are you good at.
Right.
And what are you interested in? Start talking about that.
Yeah. For example, like so I was interested in watching inspirational videos. So I didn't made my own video. I just like I was loving the Yale interviews and Harvard interviews and this inspirational Sundar Pichai talk, and so I just took a clip and I uploaded it.
Yeah.
And there was a market for that. There was a lot of people who were interested in that because I don't even need that people are posting this sort of reels.
Right.
Once I started uploading my videos, then I figured out, these people are also doing.
Right.
Then I figured out the theme based businesses, and then I figured out all the people doing this stuff. But I was like nahi main pehla banda start karne wala. And then I figured out there's a big industry around that. This is called automation thing.
Right.
And it was crazy. So yeah, that's the first question. Just do whatever you like.
Exactly.
Just post content around whatever you like, what are your interests. There will be a market, there will be an audience. Good. Second question is, what equipments do I need to start content creation? Do I need good cameras? I don't.
Just your phone.
Yeah.
That's it. Your phone.
Yes.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
I had a phone which my mom was using for 2 years, and then I started using it. उसका बैक कैमरा ख़राब था, सिर्फ फ्रंट कैमरा चलता था. So I was just recording from that front camera. और उससे पहले there's a video on my channel where I'm celebrating achieving 100 subscribers on my YouTube.
Yeah.
And that is recorded from a 2 megapixel laptop webcam.
Nice.
There's no excuse for you to not record.
You don't need equipments. A lot of people say that
Well, you do. You just need to get a good mic.
Yeah.
Audio is the most important thing in a video.
Yeah.
If you have a great if you have a video, अगर उसकी audio खराब है, people will just click off. But अगर video इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, but audio is solid, they would love to watch. So get that boya mic जो आता है 800 रुपए का.
Yeah.
That is more than enough for you to start.
Interesting. I was saying a lot of people, it's not about equipments or cameras. It's more about self-confidence. A lot of people are I don't look good on camera. I don't have that confidence to speak in front of a camera. I don't have good communication skills. So what would you say to them? What's the heck?
यार you'll just become better in the process. वो जो वीडियो है मेरी 100 सब्सक्राइबर वाली, I'm talking with a weird accent.
Yes.
I don't know what I have to say. मैंने वो 1 मिनट की वीडियो बोलने के लिए 5 बार रीटेक किया. तो it just comes from that persistence.
Yeah.
Right? तो आप जब इतना बार करोगे practice, you will automatically become better.
Yeah.
और just decide कि मुझे अपना मुंह नहीं दिखाना, मुझे अपना आवाज़ भी नहीं दिखानी. Then you use AI. Right? So even that is an option, but then you have to decide what is it that you're interested in. If you really think that you want to be in the video, you want to talk, then you just improve with time.
The next question is, Ishan, I also get this question that should I focus on quantity more in content creation or quality? What sort of कि मेरे को हफ्ते में 7 वीडियो बनाने चाहिए या फिर एक वीडियो बनाना चाहिए that is lit, that is best? What do you think about that?
तो यार अभी रिसेंटली यूट्यूब का अपडेट आया है बिकॉज ऑफ विच यूट्यूब इज़ प्रमोटिंग न्यूअर चैनल्स, राइट. अगर आप अपना यूट्यूब का लैपटॉप पे होम पेज खोलोगे तो आपको देखा कि बहुत सारे वीडियो आपको दिखेंगे जिसमें 100-200 इस तरह के व्यू दिख रहे हैं कई बार. एंड पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था. इट वॉज ऑल वायरल वीडियोज. एंड वॉट द शिफ्ट इज ऑल अबाउट इज दैट अगर आप एक नया चैनल स्टार्ट कर रहे हो तो पहली 5-10 वीडियो शुड बी दी मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, राइट. तो अपनी पहली वीडियो पे गो ऑल इन, पूरी कोशिश करो कि वो वीडियो बहुत अच्छी बने, क्योंकि अगर वो अच्छी बनी एंड यूट्यूब ने प्रमोट करना स्टार्ट किया एंड इफ इट एक्चुअली वर्कड देन इट विल गो क्रेजी. मेरा दोस्त है एक हु हैज़ दिस चैनल इन विच ही मेड अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री ऑन बिग बुल, राकेश झुंझुनवाला जी, around the time when of his demise. It was a very sad time and everyone watched it. And that video got 2-3 lakh views. That was the first video on his channel. 0 subscribers.
Crazy.
0 subscribers, no views, no growth. अपने आप पिकअप हो गया वो. Right timing. And that documentary was amazing.
I think I watched that video. It was about Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's entire life story and all.
Exactly.
Crazy. So the secret is कि first video should be good and it should at least be like watchable. Like
पहले ऐसा नहीं था. पहले वाला कि भाई बस कूड़े तर डाल दो.
Now it's more about quality.
तो it's about कि पहली वीडियो पे बहुत फोकस करना चाहिए.
But do you think like कि quality comes over time? Like if someone is getting started, so they should just put more and more content when they're starting out.
Quality की definition is very weird, right? आपको लगता होगा कि एक अच्छी edited video quality है. आपको लगता होगा कि एक अच्छा बहुत montage ऐड कर दो, बहुत B-roll ऐड कर दो, कुछ ऐसा ड्रोन का शॉट ऐड कर दो तो फिर ऐसा एकदम सिनेमैटिक हो जाएगा और क्वालिटी आ जाएगी. ऐसा नहीं होता. Definition of quality is different for different type of audiences. अभी recently I've started making very raw videos on my channel जिसमें मैं कुछ edit नहीं कर रहा हूँ. It's just me on the screen for 45 minutes straight.
Why?
Because I just think that sometimes people appreciate that. There is लोग बहुत परेशान हो गए हैं उतना highly edited content से. उसमें खूब सारे sound effect आ रहे हैं, कुछ मीम आ रहे हैं, and people are just tired of it. People want that heartfelt raw videos with people जिसमें कुछ script नहीं पढ़ी जा रही है. It's just me and my camera and I'm just talking about what I think is important.
I just want to this is also one of the question ki how do you handle burnout in content creation? There's something called creative block, right? So you made more than 1,000 videos, right, Ishan? And there must be some moment where you felt like no कि भाई अब तो कुछ ideas ही नहीं आ रहे. What should be the next title of the video? So how do you handle that situation where you don't have ideas?
यार मेरे को हमेशा लगता है कि I need to get experiences that I can use as content. So I just don't record content sometimes. और जब आते हैं आइडियाज़, जब आते हैं इनसाइट्स और एक्सपीरियंसेस तो बैठ कर रिकॉर्ड कर देता हूँ 3 वीडियो एक दिन में बैठ के. तो आई एक्चुअली डिड दैट. मैं अपने 13-day ट्रिप से आया वापस मलेशिया और बाली के. I just had 1 day in Bangalore after which I was going for a week-long trip again in Chandigarh and Delhi. एक दिन था बस, मैं बैठा. पिछले 13 दिन से जो भी मैंने सीखा, जो भी मैंने बैठ के thoughts जो भी मेरे थे दिमाग में, I just spoke. I made 3 videos. And then the next day I took my flight and went back to Delhi. And अगले हफ्ते 3 videos upload हो गई, फिर वापस मैं आया. तो it needs to be like that. You cannot force ideas out, right? सारी चीज़ें जो आपके experiences हैं आप उनके बेसिस पे बोलोगे. Again, it depends also. Maybe you're just making case studies of businesses. In which case your experiences don't matter as much. In which case you can just, it's all a game of creating scripts, reading the scripts out, and then editing.
But the next question is, how do I maintain engagement? Right? This is one of the biggest things, because getting followers is one thing. Like one of a reel will get viral, and then it's hard to sustain those followers. It's hard to keep the engagement alive. So what's your secret for that?
Jaspal, I think it's very important to master the first minute of a YouTube video. Right? So I just focus a lot on that. कि अगर मैंने ये पहले मिनट में सही बातें बोल दी और सही एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट कर दी फॉर माई ऑडियंस तो वो लोग बैठ के देखने लग जाएंगे. एनीवन हूज वाचिंग अ यूट्यूब वीडियो, दे आर नॉट स्क्रोलिंग. वो क्लिक करते हैं, वो बैठ जाते हैं फिर कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, या फिर वो क्लिक करते हैं खाना खाने लग जाते हैं. राइट? तो that's how the behavior is of people.
Right.
तो अगर मुझे engage करना है लोगों के साथ तो first of all again I'll ask question. I'll just say कि भाई आप बताओ कि आपको what do you think about this? कोई भी question होता है. And I'm like कि pause this video and let me know in the comments below. So that is a great way to engage with all of them. And at the end you can see all the numbers on YouTube, but what really is valuable is having an in-person connection.
Yeah.
Which is why I do the offline events. So I've done one in all the 3 major cities. I'll do more आगे चल के, but उससे क्या होता है, I get to really connect with people who have been watching my content.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of, joy meeting me and like-minded people who are there in the meetup.
Yeah.
So that I think is the most important thing to keep people engaged.
No, really, really good insights. This is my question, okay? This is not someone else's question. That how you build a system of content creation, right? A system to create content, because you're not just posting content on YouTube. You're posting on Instagram, Twitter. You're active on all the platforms, LinkedIn, right? So what is the system you built, or what is the secret behind all of this, that you're able to post on all the social media handles and have good following in each platform? How did you build that distribution?
So I did it one by one, right?
Okay.
I was just on YouTube. Even before that, I was just on LinkedIn. Just LinkedIn. Then I went on to YouTube. Then I started going on to Instagram.
But you started on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn was my first platform.
Oh.
That's why I made this book. जो रखी है यहाँ पे. So LinkedIn is the platform that got me into the world of social media. First of all, I did not have an Instagram account.
Oh.
Not even a private one. I was just not on the social media platforms. I came because I wanted something out of them. I was never making stories. It was all very new for me. 2020 में I made a story for the first time in my life. अच्छा ये story होती है, अच्छा से post होता है, अच्छा carousel होता है ये. So I learned about all of that very late.
Yeah.
I'm not from this generation. But back to the question, right? What you need to do is you need to build a system that works for you instead of you working for every single thing.
Yeah.
Right? So I have a Notion प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट वर्क स्पेस जहाँ पे सारे आइडियाज़ जाते हैं. फिर उनके आगे आई हैव हायर्ड पीपल हु टेक केयर ऑफ द रेस्ट ऑफ द पेज इन प्रोग्रेस, एडिटेड, फाइनलाइज्ड, पब्लिश्ड. दीज आर ऑल द कीवर्ड्स that video goes through.
Yeah.
So that is how it works. Right now I've learned that I should focus on what I do best, which is speaking. So I will just speak.
Yeah.
Right? I will never sit down and edit the video myself because I know someone else can do it better than me.
Yeah.
So I should focus my time and energy on recording.
Yeah. Do you know something around this thing called reverse flow content funnel?
What is that?
Like it's about you start with there are 3 funnels of content. Funnel A, funnel B, and funnel C. So funnel C is all about long form videos, podcast, like newsletters, very detailed content, podcasts, and all this sort of thing, which is like really detailed. In the middle of the funnel, there are things called LinkedIn posts, Twitter tweets, and all those things, like which is a little bit detailed, like threads and something like that. And on the top, like it's shorts and reels. So you start making content with the bottom of the funnel, right? And then you gradually move on to the top of the funnel. So what happens is, like, you recorded, like, for example, we made this podcast. So what we will do is we'll take, I'll see, like, I recorded a podcast with Ishan, and these are the things I learned, and I'll put it as a middle of the funnel post on LinkedIn. And then I'll take the same, I'll make the same reels out of it, and I'll post it as reels. So that's my top of the funnel.
Yeah.
So you do something like that only, like you make long form videos and then you post tweets and LinkedIn posts on that.
नहीं यार, मतलब ऐसा कुछ तो नहीं है. मतलब I am different personalities on different platforms. Right? So on LinkedIn I'm all about learnings, मैंने क्या सीखा and all that. On YouTube I know people want to learn how do they make money. So I'm a different person on different platforms. Instagram पे I know that engagement, how do I hook them in the first 3 seconds. So I'm just focused on that. So it is different for different platforms, I think, for me.
No, really, really, really good answer. I think it makes sense. And also because every platform wants something else.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Because YouTube wants people to stay more on their platform, and they want, engagement, that people watch the videos entirely. So when the YouTube started, they were promoting, like, when it started with, like, 40-minute, 30-minute videos, and then they made it like they started promoting 12-minute videos, 10-minute videos, and now it's shorts. So yeah. The next question is, what are your favorite YouTubers? Like, who are a few YouTubers whom you watch and you like, oh, bang, you take inspiration from that?
There, Alex Hormozi is one that
Okay.
I've learned a lot from. What else? I think there's one called Nathaniel Drew.
Yeah.
I love the cinematics of Life of Riza.
Yeah.
Other than that, obviously, I've learned a lot from Ali Abdal, from Ranveer, from other creators as well. So I take inspiration from everyone.
Yeah.
Like you can watch my video and you'll understand that okay, I've taken this factor from this creator. I've taken this part of how I act, how I speak from this other creator. Editing from a different creator. So that is how it is for me.
Yes. The next question is, what analytics should I track to measure my contents is performing well?
I don't even think you should focus on that. It should just be creating that piece of content is what should give you joy. कि भाई मैंने आज एक बहुत प्यारी वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करी बस वो काम कर रही है नहीं कर रही है दैट इज डिफरेंट थिंग बट एक अंदर से वो सेटिस्फैक्शन आता है कि आज अच्छी चीज़ बनाई है मैंने. ऐसा कई बार हुआ है कि मैंने बनाई अच्छी चीज़ बट वो व्यू नहीं आते उस पर विच इज़ फाइन बट एटलीस्ट आई जस्ट रियली एंजॉयड द प्रोसेस. कई सारी वीडियो में मज़ा ही नहीं आया बिल्कुल भी एंड दे आर हैविंग मिलियंस ऑफ व्यूज ऑन माई चैनल. It needs to come from your own satisfaction कि मजा आया मुझे देख कर.
Yeah, like this is something I do. If I only make reels, I only put reels on my page, which I'd love to watch, right? So you make videos which you like, and audience will automatically like because you're building content around yourself, around your thoughts, right? The next question is around monetization, and a lot of people ask how much money I can make through content creation. So go through it, bro. Like tell me what are the 4 ways you can make money out of content creation.
Yeah, I think that should not be a motivation for people to start content because 1% people make money with content and even less than that make enough money to make a living out of that. And if you, let's say that you are in any profession.
Yeah.
How many percentage people make money? 100% of them make money. कुछ कम कमाते हैं ज़्यादा कमाते हैं, but they all make money.
Yeah.
And here only 1% makes money.
But the thing is that like all the people are not considering it as a full-time thing, no?
That's it. वो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि even though just 1% people make enough money, बाकी लोग पैसे कमाते ही नहीं है. Only 1% make money.
Yes.
You can look at the stats. So you would never want to be in a place like this, right? You would want to be in a place where everyone makes money.
Yeah.
But with content creation, it looks glamorous and easy क्योंकि मैं घर पे बैठा हूँ और मैं बोल रहा हूँ कुछ भी.
Yeah.
And लोग बाहर जा रहे हैं ऐसे ट्रैफिक में बैठ के and all that. तो it might look easy but it's not. Right? वो Picasso वाली वो there's an example that people give that there was once a time where he had his painting. तो यहाँ के वो lady बोलती है कि आपकी painting कितने की है and all. तो he says that it is $10 million. And she's like इतनी महंगी painting कैसे हो गई? He just made it in 1 minute. उसने 1 minute में बनाई थी. So he was like, it took me 1 minute to make it, but it took me 10 years to perfect it.
Yeah.
To get into the state of making that in 1 minute.
Yeah.
So I think that is very important.
Agree. I think it takes the time to master that craft, and content creation is something like that only.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see Ishan like traveling, making good videos. The quality of content is really well. They see you as a content creator, right? But it came from those 1,000 videos you made.
Yeah, exactly. So making money is a good thing. Obviously, you can make money with content, but then just letting that be your sole North Star is not healthy.
Yeah.
Because फिर आप कुछ भी प्रमोट कर दोगे, राइट? आपको कोई लूडो फैंटेसी गेम आप कुछ भी प्रमोट कर दोगे कि हाँ ये कर लो वो भी कर लो, एंड ऐसे लोग हैं. आई डोंट से कि वो गलत है, बट इट्स जस्ट दैट कि मैं वो नहीं करूँगा.
Agree.
Right? Sometimes you just need to pay the bills. Right? So you have to say yes to things because obviously something is more important. But for me, I don't have to do that, and I'm grateful for that. कि मुझे वो सब नहीं करना पड़ता.
Yeah. So what do you think about creator economy? Like, do you think that the future is bright, or you think like not many creators will survive? Like,
I think it's amazing. It's a very vibrant future.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of companies which are starting to get into content and understand influencer marketing just now. Even after it being here from the time of Gymshark, 2015.
Yeah.
Right? That was the first company who did an influencer marketing campaign with anyone. And that's how it just started with all the other companies. So, अभी भी बहुत सारी कंपनी है, especially India में, who are just getting the taste of it. अभी धीरे धीरे आ रहे हैं वो influencer marketing में. तो the future is very bright. It's just that your motivation should not be that.
Yeah. Yeah, like making it simple for the audience watching this, like give 4 ways you can make money out of content creation.
Yeah, I think the best way is through brands that you genuinely love to use, and you can reach out to them. I was using Notion for the last 3 years. I just mailed them said that I want to really work with you. I think my audience would love to use Notion to document their thoughts. It's a wonderful win-win for all of us.
Yeah.
And they were like, Ishan, we only work with creators who have 50,000 followers. I had 40,000 at that point. Then I again reached out to them when I had 50,000. And they said, of course, let's work on this now. So then I started working with them. I made a video which I was anyways going to make about Notion.
Yes.
But now I get paid for it. And my audience loves to use it. उसमें कुछ selling नहीं हो रही कि आप खरीद लो and all that. It's just that Notion.so. Go use it. And I think that is the best way that you can move forward.
Yeah.
So that is the first thing that you can do. Secondly,
AdSense
तो है, but it doesn't pay enough.
Okay.
Especially if you're talking in Hindi, right? Like whatever I'm making right now with AdSense is barely 10-15% of what I make in a month. And that is not the case with US. In US, you can literally live off of the AdSense money.
Yeah.
Right? So it's literally 10x.
Why is that? Can you explain for the audience?
It's just because जो लोग हैं वहाँ पे, they can pay a lot more. तो जो advertisers हैं, जो company है, वो और ज़्यादा pay करती हैं. They are competing.
Yes.
Right? For that audience who can pay a lot.
Yeah.
Right? हमारी इंडिया में जो ऑडियंस है उनकी पेइंग कैपेसिटी उतनी नहीं होती है, तो वो उतना पे नहीं कर पाते हैं.
Yeah.
तो द ऑडियंस pays less, so the company pays less. They have to compete less, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's essentially how it works.
Second way
to make money. Yeah, I think it's very important for you to start diversifying yourself from just creating content, because content will be highly fluctuating depending on the algorithm. Right? तो आप पता नहीं कि कब ऊपर जा रहा है कब नीचे जा रहा है. You have to do something else. Right? So get that audience onto a different platform, get their email, get them into a different community.
More engaging one.
Exactly. So वहाँ पे you would actually own the community. You are literally, if you are just a creator on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn or Twitter, you are literally building a castle on sand.
Oh.
And wave आने वाली है, कभी भी आ सकती है. And you know what happens then. So you have to be prepared for that.
Right.
Because it will come one day or the other.
Yes.
They can just wipe you off in a second. So I think that...
Build a community.
Yeah, build a community. And more than that, use that learnings that you've had from YouTube on something else. Like I built my own agency.
Oh.
So agency is a very stable way to generate cash flow.
Yes.
To make money. So that is the second way. Build something from that experience of YouTube, or build a different community altogether. Third, you need to start. I think what is less done in India is digital products. Right? People in India merch launch कर देते हैं, merch खरीदता नहीं, बहुत कम लोग खरीदते हैं, unless you're super famous like overlays. So you need to start getting into digital, products. For example, जो मेरी book है यहाँ पर, it's available on Amazon as an ebook. That is a digital product. People buy it all the time and they love using it and they learn a lot from that. उस तरह के बहुत सारे products you can make. US में it's already happening. So many people have these digital products.
Yeah.
And they are making a lot of money from that. It is scalable and it just requires your effort at the start. So वो एक चीज़ है. You can use Gumroad for that. You can use any other platform. You can simply just host that piece of content over there and you can start going with it. There are people who are selling Notion templates.
Oh, yeah.
And just making hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. Just
Crazy.
Because they found a niche. उन्हें coding भी नहीं आती, कुछ भी नहीं आता. The guy is just interested into Notion.
Yeah, what's his name?
Islo. So he was able to do that.
Would you like to talk more about this thing? Like how you can make money through Notion templates?
यार नहीं, Notion वो तो खुद वही बताएगा. मैं क्या बताऊँ उसमें? It's very simple, right? So let's just say that you are someone who is into marketing, right? And अगर आप marketing में हो, कोई बहुत सारा काम कर रहे हो, you would know कि कौन सी चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा time taking है, कौन सी चीज़ is very confusing. So you can create a simple template which makes things easier for marketers.
Yes.
Right? तो आपने वो एक template बना दिया. You can easily make it for free on Notion and then you can start getting a link of that. अब उस link को आप sell कर सकते हो, आपका template को आप खुद sell कर सकते हो on Gumroad. So you can basically ask people to pay you some money through Gumroad. You will get the money and the Gumroad will email them that link. Then click on that link and they will access the template.
Yeah.
So that is a very simple way for you to make money. That is one. Ebooks I've talked about. Number 3.
Digital products. Like
हाँ, बहुत सारी guides होती हैं. You can create so many cheat sheets.
Yes.
You can say. So उस तरह से I think there's a lot of value that can
there's
be
one
unlocked.
more thing I'd like to ask you, like make content, build distribution, and then get hired. Do you think that will work? Like people will show their skills. Like this is like I'm saying like 1 to 2 years ahead, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a new concept.
I think it definitely teaches you about marketing and selling.
Yeah.
So even Tanmay Bhatt was talking about in a podcast with Nikhil that it is the best thing to teach you sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Being a YouTuber or being a creator in general, it teaches you a lot about how do you catch attention.
Right.
And then how do you take that into your funnel.
Yeah. How do you sell things?
Exactly.
What
so,
people like.
So once you know that, you'll be valuable to a lot of different companies.
Right.
So that is another way that you can make money. Uske baad end mein obviously you can do courses, you can do all of those things, you can do consulting. It works very well.
What works for you? Top 3 things.
Yeah, what works for me is to my agency. That is number 1. Number 2, I work with brands that I genuinely really enjoy using. And then affiliate marketing is also a place that I earn from. And then it is AdSense. Then there is book sales and all.
So Ishan, like you travel, how many countries you've traveled?
Yeah, I've traveled to Thailand. I've traveled to Malaysia, to Indonesia in Bali. I've traveled to Dubai, UAE, and I will now be traveling. I've always also traveled to Singapore, and अभी मैं जा रहा हूँ जापान.
तो कितनी countries हो गई?
4-5
हो गई ना?
हाँ.
But how's your experience traveling abroad? Like मतलब
बहुत अच्छा लगता है यार. It is an amazing experience because you get to see कि there are different ways of doing the same thing.
What do you mean by that?
मतलब there are people who have had completely different life experiences.
Yeah.
And उनका कोई भी चीज़ करने का तरीका अलग होता है.
Traveling broadens your mind?
It definitely broadens your mind and gives you new perspectives. कि अच्छा ये भी है. कितनी बड़ी दुनिया है. Right? I was on a ferry. 6 घंटे की फेरी थी from Gili Travangan, which is a small island near Bali, and we were going to Bali. तो I was just sitting there, and रात का टाइम था sunset के बाद, and I was just sitting on the top of the deck, and I was just looking at the vast ocean. मैंने अगले 2 घंटे यही किया बस. It's like कितनी बड़ी दुनिया है यार. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
You never get to realize that sitting in your 2 BHK in Bangalore. तो and it's just like कि मेरी प्रॉब्लम कितनी छोटी सी है, like कितनी बड़ी दुनिया मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, right? तो it's a great reminder.
Yeah, that's your own experience, right? I want to ask you कि जब when you travel abroad, right? And when you see countries like Dubai, Singapore, where do you rank India? Like, what do you think? Like,
in what terms?
In terms of lifestyle, in terms of hospitality, in terms of what do you think? What's the future of India in next 20 years?
For tourism?
Yeah, for tourism, and like, what's the good thing about those countries? Then do you think in India we can improve on those things?
I think the best thing that Bali has done is to allow people to just come in and experience. इतना आसान है Bali में, you just walk in to get a visa in Bangkok, right? अभी तो visa free हो गया है, but when I went last year, I went there. I had to pay. I had to write. एक लंबा सा फॉर्म भरना होता है, साइन इन करना होता है, अपनी फोटो चिपकानी होती है. बाली में you just go in, you pay them 600 ऐसा कुछ something, 500,000 रुपया होता है. That's it.
Okay.
You just enter.
Okay.
कुछ लिखना नहीं है. Obviously they look at the passport, but it's very smooth. That has been the smoothest experience ever for me.
Right.
You just pay, passport दो and done. एक टिकट मिलती है छोटी सी, and that is your visa.
Right.
That's so crazy. सिंगापुर के लिए I had to go around, प्रिंट आउट ले रहा हूँ कहीं से कुछ ले रहा हूँ, फिर उसको एम्बेसी को भेज रहा हूँ. जापान के लिए भी it is there, and obviously if you want to go to UK and then US, it's very very hard. So the best thing that Bali and other countries have done is to make it very easy for you to enter.
Yeah.
है ना? And I think that India needs a lot more vloggers who cover interesting places.
Yeah.
Like Bali की छोटी सी जगह है, it's very small. भारत कितनी बड़ी जगह है, right? And वो छोटी सी बाली में इतने सारे spots मुझे पता चले just from a simple search.
Right.
Imagine if someone really takes the charge to go deep into India.
Yeah.
And uncover those hidden places, right? तो वो बहुत interesting है. If we can do that, and if we can spread that in social media platforms, that will be doing wonders. People just look at the most typical things of India.
Yeah.
कि right ऐसे दिल्ली चले जाओ, मुंबई वाराणसी चले जाओ, कुंभ मेला देख लो and all.
Yeah,
That is a typical thing for any foreigner who's coming to India.
Yeah.
But बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं that are hidden, that are not explored enough.
Yeah.
तो इसलिए लोगों को पता ही नहीं है उसके बारे में.
Right.
So I think that needs to happen more. And once that happens, you'll see a lot more people coming to India.
Yeah.
And मतलब जो भी लोग थे जिनसे मैं मिल रहा था बाली में भी, मलेशिया में, they were all like कि हाँ we are actually coming from India only.
Yeah.
कई लोग ऐसे बोल रहे थे कि हाँ we were there in India for 3 months, now we are here for some time. तो obviously they are coming from the west. So India is a spot, comes in the middle. When they're going to southeast countries like Vietnam and others, they stop over there for some time. वो है ना कि we need to spread more awareness about the lesser known places.
Do you think like the countries like Dubai, Singapore are overhyped? Like they made the tourism so attractive that people would come, and
that is how it works.
Done the marketing or
that is the only way that they will survive, right? Dubai survives to tourism. Singapore, obviously, it has a lot of finance companies and tech companies. Yeah. But the bottom line is that all of these, all of these countries will have to do this,
right,
to attract people. And आप देखोगे बहुत सारे videos हैं in which we talk about how beautiful Dubai is.
Yes.
ऐसे होने चाहिए इंडिया में भी. We should actually invite creators to come and actually explore. It's very easy for you to talk to the Dubai government if you're a creator.
Yeah.
And they're very responsive.
Okay.
Like कि आओ हमारे देश यहाँ पे सब कुछ explore करो सारी चीज़ें. I just messaged them जो उनका Instagram profile and they actually reply. Like ठीक है, let us know if you need any help or assistance. And that is amazing. They're so responsive and they really want you to have a good time here. So ऐसा अगर भारत में है तो मजा आ जाएगा.
Yeah, we need to India's tourism need to be they need to be focused more on like making more.
It should be more standardized as well.
Yeah.
Thanks to Uber and all, तो everything is there. वरना बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे लूट लेते हैं कई बार.
Yeah.
बाहर
there
से
have been
जो आए.
experiences like
हाँ, तो you would have seen those videos.
Yeah. Interesting. The next question is कि what are the 5 books you would recommend viewer watching this video की these are the 5 books which changed my life.
यार एक किताब है called as Same as Ever जो अभी recently launch हुई मॉर्गन हाउसल की. बहुत प्यारी किताब है. बहुत सारे insights हैं. वो basically बात करते हैं about all the things जो कभी change नहीं होती लाइफ में. राइट आप लोग हमेशा बात करते हैं ना कि AI आ जाएगा, ब्लॉकचेन आ जाएगा, सब कुछ चेंज हो जाएगा. बट अगर आप देखो कि क्या चीज़ चेंज नहीं हो रही है हमारी लाइफ में, दैट विल गिव यू लॉट मोर इनसाइट अबाउट वेयर वी आर हेडेड. क्योंकि ये ऐसी प्रिंसिपल्स हैं विच आर टाइमलेस, जो हमेशा रहेंगे. वी विल ऑलवेज बी ग्रीडी, राइट? सो इट टॉक्स अबाउट ऑल ऑफ दैट, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, हार्ड थिंग अबाउट हार्ड थिंग्स. Brilliant book by Ben Horowitz which talks about his own journey of building businesses, bankruptcy, .com bubble, and how did he go through the hard things of building something which is not talked about in the fireside chats and all. That is number 2. Number 3, you should definitely read, there's a book called as Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Okay.
So it's a very interesting short, patli si book hai bahut, which talks about his life, and he's a seagull.
Yeah.
So it talks about how limiting beliefs hold you back.
Right.
हम सब कुछ चीज़ करने से पहले ही सोचते कि मैं नहीं कर सकता.
Yeah.
And then you don't even try it. But once you put that aside, that seagull had never, वो story में ऐसा होता है, seagull had never flown. कभी उड़ा नहीं seagull. तो वो story में क्या होता है, वो seagull is looking everyone else is flying. तो it takes that courage कि चलो मैं उड़ के देखता हूँ.
Right.
And it is able to fly. वो पहले स्टार्टिंग में जो डर लगता है ना कि अगर मैं किया मैं उड़ा नहीं गिर जाऊंगा या फिर कुछ भी होगा.
It happens every time you take some.
हाँ, तो वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर माइंड शिफ्ट आपका एक बार हो गया तो दैट इज गोइंग टू सेट यू अप फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ गुड थिंग्स इन लाइफ. दैट इज द थर्ड बुक दैट आई हैव रियली लव्ड रीडिंग. द फोर्थ वन, आई थिंक all of you should check out Super Thinking. It is written by the DuckDuckGo founders. Basically, it's a great place to read about the mental models created by Charlie Munger, who is no more now.
Yeah.
But he has truly, his mindset around how to look at any decision in life is beautiful. मोटी सी किताब है, but it has amazing principles that you can take. And आप कोई भी डिसीजन बना रहे हो अपनी लाइफ में तो read from that and understand मुझे ये करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए.
One last book.
Last book has to be 48 Laws of Power.
Okay.
It's a book which is restricted and banned in many countries.
Really?
हाँ, so
why?
Because of how manipulative it can make people.
Yeah.
So it talks about human nature It talks about how do you make friends. It talks about
Yeah.
how do you influence, how
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you make people do things that you would want them to do.
Yeah.
And it can be used for many different
Yeah.
evil things as well. But if once you understand that, that will give you the greatest insight about हम लोग काम कैसे करते हैं, राइट? तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग किताब है वो. उसको आपको ऐसे रीड करना चाहिए कि नॉर्मली कैसे आप पढ़ते हो, आप पढ़ोगे, पढ़ने बैठ जाओगे पूरी, तो आप पढ़ लोगे एक हफ्ते में, एक महीने में. उसको आपको ऐसे पढ़ना चाहिए कि यू रीड वन लॉ एंड उसको आप अप्लाई करो अपनी लाइफ में. कहीं पर कोई इवेंट में जाओ, किसी से मिलो, अप्लाई दैट लॉ एंड देन डू दैट ओवर एंड ओवर अगेन. एक लॉ पढ़ो, अप्लाई करो, पढ़ो, अप्लाई करो. दैट इज द बेस्ट वे टू रियली रीड दैट बुक एंड यूज इट इन द रियल लाइफ.
Cool. Great insights. One last question. Okay. What are the things which brings you joy but not money?
The things that bring me joy, I think it is making reels. Doesn't make me money. But I just really enjoy making that. Because
Don't you watch movies and Netflix and all those things? Like
I do, यार, वो बहुत अच्छे होते हैं. Like I've recently watched a story about Zara. The story of Zara, the fast fashion giant, from being a small thing in Spain to now being a huge business.
Yeah.
उस तरह से
is it a documentary or so? What?
Yeah, it's a documentary available on YouTube for free. Just search Zara documentary and you'll find one. 1 घंटे की है. Beautiful. The guy, the founder, Amancio Ortega, right? He is 80 years old right now and he has never not given a single interview in his life. He's never seen on news. He's never seen on YouTube. Doesn't have an interview.
Yeah, cool.
He's just given one book interview. जब वो किसी के book लिख रहे थे कोई उनके ऊपर, and that's it. That is all we know about him. He is the best example of rich and anonymous. And they talk about his entire journey of building it from a small town called A Coruña in Spain to now building a huge business, Zara. So that is a really interesting documentary that I watched. I watched this documentary called as The Big Vape. Which is about how did Juul, which is a huge company, start this culture of vaping. Vaping is really bad for your health.
Yeah, obviously too.
But this was not the thought back in 2015. 2015 is when they rolled out a campaign, and that was the biggest blunder in their entire journey. Juul was built by very knowledgeable people. It had a great mission, which was to eradicate the addiction people have of cigarettes. It was made for people who are 25 plus and they've been smoking, they've been chronic smokers, they want to get rid of it, so they now start vaping, which was seen as comparatively better. That was the branding. They hired a wrong brand manager who came from companies like Gucci and others, and he was all about attracting Gen Z, building hype for fashion brands and flashy things. Juul was never supposed to be flashy. He came in and he built this really viral ad campaign जिसमें उसने सारे hip artists और actors को बुलाया in a party in New York, and they did this really interesting campaign जिसमें all of them were enjoying their life, they were vaping. So instead of it being a way to eradicate the addiction, it became a way to look cool. And it attracted the wrong audience.
Right.
And वो फिर भी ठीक था. 2 years later, that ad campaign actually started picking up momentum. 2017 and 2018 is when it went viral. And all by 15, 16, 17-year-olds, teenagers who started vaping. It was freely available in all the markets and stores. You can go to anywhere in the US and you can buy a vape. And they started vaping. They would take so many puffs and they would actually see illnesses. Right? So 2019, 2020 is when the actually thing happened. 2 साल तक they vaped continuously. It became cool. Everyone was vaping. And then the medical side of it came. All the teenagers started dying or going through a lot of depression, weakness, right? बहुत सारी, and that whole Netflix documentary covers their entire journey.
You should watch it, guys.
So it's a brilliant documentary. Everyone should watch it. It teaches you how to not position it in the wrong way, whatever you're building. Positioning is very, very, very important.
You were talking about things that bring you joy.
Yes.
And but didn't make you money. So you
storytelling through reels is very important. तो वो मैं करता रहता हूँ अभी भी.
ईशान भाई को मजे में भी काम करना है.
अरे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है यार, मतलब मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Right? तो that's just what keeps me up at night, thinking how can I deliver an interesting story? How can I tell a better story?
Interesting.
So I'm a storyteller.
Yeah, nice. You are a storyteller.
And then traveling, obviously.
Podcast, you've covered
traveling,
a lot of
I enjoy it.
yeah.
Doesn't make me money.
Yeah. Traveling. Yet. But you never know.
बढ़िया. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके.
Likewise, bro. It was great connecting with you. You're so humble.
अरे.
He's a really cool guy. बहुत मजा आया बात करके. And yeah, it's the end of the podcast. Yeah. Ishan,
Thank you.
Would like to say anything?
Thank you so much. जाओ काम करो यार, बहुत सारी वीडियो देख लिया. काम करो, काम पे लगो. Okay guys, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for being on the podcast and see you in the next one.